I'm Aesthetically Jess and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this pretty mermaid inspired tumbler using the Tack It method. This is definitely my favorite method. I find it the easiest and it will require minimum epoxy to seal it all in. So first we're going to take the Tack It and we're going to mix it with a little bit of water. And just measure with your heart. You don't want it to be super thin, but you do want it to be a little bit thinner than it comes. Now, you're going to take your tumbler. I will link the ones that I bought. I think it was an 8 or a 6 pack off of Amazon. And you're going to take a synthetic brush and you're going to make sure the brush is wet. And this is really going to help with a even application. So we are going to go in with 2 coats. So you'll see me going in here with my first coat, and you're going to want to make sure that there are no lines or streaks. And the reason that is because once we have applied the glitter, we are going to flatten it. And we don't want it to show any like streaking through the glitter. So it's easy to do because the brush is wet. And I actually find this so therapeutic. So yeah, just go in. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because this process is probably pretty boring to watch. And then once you're done, you are going to either let it dry or you can take a heat gun, which I did, and just use that to dry the Tack It a little bit faster. And when you touch it and it feels a little bit tacky, you are ready for your second coat. So now we're going to go in with our second coat. So same thing we did the first time around. This is just going to ensure an extra sticky surface with no gaps or naked spots. I have tried a few different methods when it comes to glitter application for these glitter tumblers. I found Mod Podge was really chunky and messy. Didn't love that, didn't enjoy the process. And I found with epoxy, you just need so much. And it can look a little lumpy and bumpy as well. So this is definitely my favorite. It's so easy. It's so like foolproof. If you mess it up, you can just soak it in some water and remove all the glitter. Like it's foolproof. It's easy. And because we're watering down the Tack It over and over, we're going to get a lot of use out of this small little container. I picked mine up from Michael's. I used a 40% off coupon. I'm in Canada, but I think it ended up being about $8. And my heat gun is well loved and pretty busted up. You could probably use a hairdryer for this as well, or just wait it out. Now we're going to go in with our glitter, and I actually took a few glitters and I mixed them up. I mixed a purple, a white, a silver, a hollow, a sort of turquoise, a chunky turquoise, a blue, and a chunky blue because I want it to look kind of mermaidy. And I'm just going to do a little like sort of pattern, and we're going to fill the rest in with the Spin It white glitter. But this, I know it looks a little it looks a little interesting now, but it did turn out really pretty and I'm so happy with it. And you're going to use a little piece of paper or just something underneath to catch that glitter so you don't waste it and you can reuse it again. I wish I had filmed this from a different angle so that you could see what I was doing a little bit better, but you're just tapping the glitter on there. I also, looking back, wish I had done one more line through there, but I'm still happy with it. And you don't have to use gloves for this. Honestly, I was digging through my glitter drawer and I ended up getting an alcohol ink all over my fingers. And so I put a little bit of, or I put gloves on to kind of cover that. So now we're going to go in with our white glitter, and this is a fine glitter. It's also going to help fill in any of the little spots the chunky glitter didn't adhere to. So just tap that on. And this will also help everything just blend together. This is my probably favorite like staple glitter to have for these tumblers. I use it a lot in my geode art as well. It's just super pretty. Subtle but pretty. I think I'm going to do like a similar design with some gold, maybe gold glitter. We'll see. So now straight away, so we're gonna tap it off and then I'm just gonna kind of press the glitter in. And this does work better, I think, with an ungloved hand, but I did not do that. In the past, I've done it without gloves. And your art area or studio or craft room is gonna be filled with glitter, so just keep that in mind. This is not a clean craft, but it is so fun. It's worth it. It's worth the glitter. So we're just going to kind of rub it in. And if you use a hollow glitter, you get a really cool effect with that as well. I think I have a short of me doing a hollow glitter. And now it is time to epoxy. So I like to heat my tumbler up first just to get it warm, just so the epoxy will kind of blend onto the tumbler a little easier. And then I will heat the epoxy up as well. And it is so fun to see the way the epoxy brings out that glitter, especially once it's cured. So we're just going to go through and we're going to use our gloved hand. This is not optional, you need gloves on, just to kind of coat that. And yeah, again, this is kind of a boring thing to watch, but it is so satisfying to do. And you can go in with 1 or 2 coats. I find with the Tack It method, I only need to do the 1 coat of epoxy, which with epoxy being so expensive, that definitely saves your, keeps your costs to a minimum, which is definitely appreciated if you're trying to sell these. And yeah, that epoxy is really going to help blend everything together. It's going to move a little bit of the thicker, chunky glitter, but I think it just makes it all look a little bit more cohesive. And I'm using a spinner. You're definitely going to want to use a spinner for this, just to save your arm. I got mine off Amazon. I will try to link it. I don't know if it's still available, but you can get any spinner. And then from here, we are just going to let it continue to spin for 6 to 8 hours. I just do it overnight, let it cure. In the morning, we will take it off the spinner and I will show you the results, which are coming up right now. So this is the final product. I'm so happy with it. It's so pretty and mermaidy and just magical, a magical way to have your morning coffee.